Hello, this is Mr. Ryan, and what we're going to be talking about today is what happens to your body when you exercise. What we're going to do right now is we're going to read our article that is called "This is what happens when we exercise," or when you exercise. So follow along with me. Whether you do it to lose weight or to reach your fitness goal, or dare we say it, just for fun, exercise changes you. There's the red face and the sweating, the pounding heart and pumping lungs, the boost to your alertness and mood, the previously non-existent urges to talk about nothing but splits and laps and PBs. But while we all know that staying physically active is essential to a long, healthy, productive life, we don't often understand exactly what's happening behind the scenes. We asked experts to come through from head to toe what happens in the body when we exercise. Neuroscientist Judy Cameron, PhD, professor of psychiatry at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine, Tommy Boone, PhD, a board-certified exercise physiologist, and Edward Laskowski, MD, co-director of the Mayo Clinic Sports Medicine Center, spill the beans on what gets and keeps you moving. So now we're going to go through the different body systems. The first one is the muscles. The body calls on glucose, sugar the body has stored away from the food we eat in the form of glycogen for the energy required to contract muscles and spur movement. It also uses adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, but the body only has small stores of both glucose and ATP. After quickly using up these supplies, the body requires extra oxygen to create more ATP. More blood is pumped to the exercising muscles to deliver that additional oxygen. Without enough oxygen, lactic acid will form instead. Lactic acid is typically flushed from the body within 30 to 60 minutes after finishing up a workout. Tiny tears form in the muscles that help them grow bigger and stronger as they heal. Soreness only means there are changes occurring in those muscles, says Boone, and typically lasts a couple of days. Lungs. Your body may need up to 15 times more oxygen when you exercise, so you start to breathe faster and heavier. Your breathing rate will increase until the muscles surrounding the lungs just can't move any faster. This maximum capacity of oxygen is called VO2 max. The higher the VO2 max, the more fit a person is. The diaphragm. Like any muscle, the diaphragm can grow tired with all that heavy breathing. Some argue that as the diaphragm fatigues, it can spasm, causing a dreaded side stitch. Others argue a side stitch is due to spasms of the ligaments around the diaphragm while others believe the spasms to originate in the nerves that run from the upper back to the abdomen and are caused by poor posture. Deep breathing and stretching can alleviate the discomfort in the middle of a workout, and preemptive strengthening in the gym can ward off future issues. The heart. When you exercise, the heart increases to circulate more oxygen via the blood at a quicker pace. The more you exercise, the more efficient your heart becomes at this process, so you can work out harder and longer. Eventually, this lowers resting heart rate in fit people. Exercise also stimulates the growth of new blood vessels, causing blood pressure to decrease in fit people. In the stomach and intestines, because the body is pumping more blood to the muscles, it takes some away from the systems and functions that aren't top priority at the moment, like digestion. This can result in tummy troubles. Movement, absorption, and secretion in the stomach and intestines can be all affected. The brain. Increased blood flow also benefits the brain. Immediately, the brain cells will start functioning at a higher level, says Cameron, making you feel more alert and awake during exercise and more focused afterward. When you work out regularly, the brain gets used to the frequent surge of blood and adapts by turning certain genes on or off. Many of these changes boost brain cell function and protect from diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or even stroke, and ward off age-related decline. Exercise also triggers a surge of chemical messengers in the brain called neurotransmitters, which include endorphins, often cited as the cause of the mythical runner's high. The brain releases dopamine and glutamate too, to get those arms and legs moving, as well as gamma aminobutyric acid, or GABA. a prohibitive neurotransmitter that actually slows things down to keep moving in a smooth and controlled manner. You'll also likely feel better thanks to a bump in serotonin, a neurotransmitter well known for its role in mood and depression. I'm going to skip over the hippocampus, hypothalamus, pituitary gland, because they are all part of the brain. If you want to read more on them, you can. The next is the kidneys. The rate at which the kidneys filter blood can also change depending on your level of exertion. After intense exercise, the kidneys allow greater levels of protein to be filtered into the urine. They also trigger better water reabsorption, resulting in less urine in what is likely to attempt to help keep you hydrated as possible. Adrenal glands. We're going to skip the adrenal glands, we're going to skip the skin, and we're going to go right to the joints. Exercising puts extra weight on the joints, sometimes up to 5 to 6 times more than your body weight. Ankles, knees, hips, elbows, and shoulders all have very different functions, but operate in similar ways. Each joint is lined with cushioning tissue at the ends of the bones, called cartilage, as well as soft tissue and lubricating fluid to help promote smooth and easy motion. Ligaments and tendons provide stability. Over time, the cushioning around the joints can begin to wear away or degenerate, as happens in people with osteoarthritis, the most common type of arthritis. So this is the article entitled, "This is what happens to the body, to your body when you exercise." What your job now is to do is to take notes on the sheet provided in Schoology or by the professor, and you're going to take notes on the muscles, lungs, diaphragm, heart, stomach and intestines, brain, kidneys, and joints, the pieces of the article that I just read to you. Any questions, feel free to contact me. Thanks.